Well, it's take two, Connor B. We'll see if people can hear us now after some technical difficulties this morning.
That I think that was a first to my knowledge. We've had a lot of technical difficulties, but usually they're user error, right? Usually it's something I screwed up or something. But I think that's the first time where the audio just didn't work. But I think StreamYard got it resolved. Can you hear me now? Good. So
Can you hear me
hopefully it'll
now?
work. And
Let
let's
us
see.
know in the comments. Send us a note if the audio is on. But East WASD here today,
Yeah,
15 minutes away from the report.
let's talk
Well,
about it.
corn's moving, nice firm into the WASD. It's good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's break down. I'll run through some estimates, Brady, and then you tell me loud and clear. We can hear you. Good deal. And then you tell me what you're looking at, what numbers you're going to be paying attention to, and we'll go from there. So, first thing we got is we're looking at ending stocks corn. The trade is looking for right around a 1.9 is the average trade estimate. November they had a 1.93 roughly. I think that's the big one. Soybeans, November carryout was a 470. Average trade estimates looking for a 469, so pretty much in line, but a decent range, right? The range is from a 430 all the way up to a 486, a little bit bigger range than when I look at corn. And then from there, I think historically we don't see them change Brazil corn soybeans number on the December WASD, right? It's just a little early, but I'm still going to be looking at it. And so, USDA had Brazil soybeans at a 169. They're looking at a 169.3 is what the analysts think. Brazil corn about the same. So running through that, what are you going to be paying attention to, Brady? And what do you think could be a potential surprise on this WASD report?
Oh man, the stumper. Well, I'm mostly focused on the price action here to see how the trade reacts. But yeah, the exports on the corn side, that's kind of the big. Will they touch those? Will they do anything there? The ethanol number on the corn side, just on the domestic demand piece with corn and beans both. Globally, will they do anything with Black Sea production exports over there? And then I think there's some Chinese import data that the trade will be looking at and watching to see if they adjust the imported corn into China figure. But at the end of the day, to me, it's about the price action, how they can print the numbers they want to print, but how does the trade react to them initially out of the gate? And does it present some opportunities for guys to go out and, reward the market if we rally, or I don't know, if we sell off, it's just a hope game after that, I guess.
Yeah. So initial numbers, you and I'll be digging for them, but we're going to look at the ending stocks, that initial reaction, and then look what the price action is as well. Make sure to tune in later. They'll do a deep, I think it's going to be, is it Reginelli, Nate Mangold? I might got the lineup wrong, but they'll do more of a deep dive, right? That comes at 1:30. So make sure to tune into that, because the story, on this corn market, on this, a little bit of a corn rally that we're seeing, it's very much on the backs of corn demand, right? In terms of exports, ethanol, feed. And so I think that's what I'm paying the most attention to is, can we see an adjustment in terms of corn exports, right? And then we'll see as well in terms of soybeans and wheat. So
Yeah.
we'll see, right? December WASD. I don't know if it's not one, generally when we list the major ones, I'm thinking January final yield, March acreage intentions, that June, July WASDs are always exciting, but you never know with this one, every year.
Yep. We'll kind of, it's that report to report type deal. After this tomorrow, we'll get some CPI data. We got the Fed next week. You've got trade policy stuff, sentiment going on.
CONAB estimates will be out. I think, is that Thursday, Brady? I think it's Thursday. Yeah.
Yep. We'll have to make sure and get Dr. Cruz on to talk about that. Maybe
absolutely.
You can do a premium with him.
Absolutely. So that's the bit, when we talk corn, we're looking at export demand. But when I think soybeans, Brady, I'm thinking, South America production is going to be as big as anything in the next few days, and what's going to influence the soybean market. So what CONAB is going to say, everyone's paying close attention to how weather looks in South America. I'll give you a spoiler. It's pretty non-threatening so far. Planning progress is, I think, something like they're 94% complete. I saw that Dr. Cruz sent us. So planning progress, right? There is no delayed planning progress. They're off to a good start. We still got a ways to go, but I'll be paying attention to that. The other thing continues to be the story is the difference between what USDA says Brazil has for corn and soybeans and what CONAB, right, which is what Brazil says they have for corn and soybeans. It continues to be a historically huge range, right? Typically, if we go back 5-10 years, we've been, generally in line. Past couple of years, that hasn't been the case. So always interesting to see if that divide grows, if it stays, or if maybe we can get a little bit more in line.
Yep, definitely. If you're a bull, the number you like, you believe the CONAB number and the Brazil number, and you think the USDA is lying. You think they're lying, but maybe they are. I don't know, Connor. I don't know.
Here we got Luke number 1. He said from the show, Brady mute and Connor silent, man.
Hey, the views were popping out on that one. That was one of our best episodes yet. Was the silent mode episode.
I know. What's that say about us? Is they like it a lot better when we're not talking, right?
Just, when we're not talking.
Pop the charts up and shut up, Connor.
Look
I hear
good.
it loud and clear. Here, Luke had a question, Brady. If you want to walk through it, it's just looking at cotton production numbers. What are we thinking? Any ideas there?
Really out of my wheelhouse. I haven't looked at those recently. Cotton, it's been one of those markets that's been everywhere and nowhere at the same time, bouncing on both sides of that 70-cent range. But yeah, from a production standpoint, supply standpoint, I don't have a good answer for you, Luke.
All I can do is add color when I'm looking at cotton carry out. Last year they're at a 3.15. This year they're at a 4.3. So carry out grew significantly the past year, and so I think that we should keep that in mind, just how much that did. Then let's, if you want, I'll just run down looking. It's always fun to look back a year. This time last year, soybeans were looking at a 342 carry out. This year 470, right? We grew that 100 million bushels. Corn, we were at 1760. Right now, we're flirting with just under 2,000, right? 1938. So grew that significantly as well. And then wheat, similar story. We were at 700 million bushels roughly. This year, looking at an 815. So to the surprise of no one, right? If you're watching markets from here to last year, right? We're looking at bigger carryouts all across the board.
Yep. And I guess if you're an American farmer, you're hoping that somebody has a production problem or something, or we have some demand come in to shrink that and it doesn't continue to grow over the coming years. And that's what bad looks like, I guess, is we continue to grow those ending stocks and prices might want to continue to drift lower there. So
yep, absolutely. Yep. But then if we wanted to be a bull, right, we get criticized for being too negative sometimes. But if we want to be a bull, right, we talked about it on the live show. We said a lot of smart things, maybe the smartest show we've ever had this morning. But one fact we had is just looking at export markets that aren't typically on our radar, right? Spain being a big one. We're seeing Spain buy U.S. corn at a pace that we haven't seen since 2018. So do we have a record crop in the United States? Definitively, yes, right? We can debate if it's a record by 6 bushel, 7 bushel, 4 bushel, but we have a record crop. But the hope is if we see, any type of issues, Ukraine comes to mind, anything like that, where maybe we can really see our export market tick up. I think that's what you're hoping for if you're a grain bull. Then, in about what, Brady, 3-4 months, we're going to start talking about the safrinha crop in Brazil. Okay, what, how does progress look there? 2 months ago, the story was if you see delayed soybean planting, it's going to be a delay in that safrinha corn crop, right? It's just kind of a trickle down effect. We can forget about that one, right? There's no delay in terms of soybean planting. And as of right now, we're going to see they're going to be able to plant that safrinha corn crop, I think, just as good as they want to. But time will tell. We got a long way to go in terms of that soybean crop anyway. So
yeah, there's been a little talk about more safrinha corn acres too, with the higher corn versus bean price, and be interesting if they'd show any indication of that in the CONAB report on Thursday there as well. So yep, corn's had a really strong run here the last few sessions and just climbing higher, inching higher. Good to see that market run. KC wheat's been grinding higher the last couple sessions as well. 5 straight higher closes on KC wheat. Jan beans, boy, I wish they'd climb back above $10 here, Connor. That would be they popped above it yesterday and then sold off into the close. Not a great close. Maybe we'll get them to pop back above and hold that today. That's the optimistic side of me.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, hey, if you're tuning in, pop us a question, anything. We'll try and get it answered, and we'll go from there. But you and I were talking before the show, and just looking at soybean carry, right? I'm looking at March soybeans at $10. Nov 25 soybeans 10.07, a whopping 7 cents carry, right? Going all the way out to next November. And so when we start thinking about why are you holding beans in the bin, make sure we're paying attention to those spreads and respecting them, right?
Yeah, it's very interesting looking at the corn, old crop, new crop, and beans, old crop, new crop, and then just the spreads in general within that crop. What's the market telling you? And God, it's trying to pull some bushels out of, but not a whole lot of premium offered out there for next year's crop either. So interesting activity there.
Yeah.
I think we ought to, since we didn't have the live show, I think we ought to talk about. We had a pre-WASD marketing corn and bean premium yesterday. We dove into, just general marketing stuff, buttoning things up ahead of this report, what you should be looking at for, covering bushels you sold and protecting stuff. That was our premium episode we pumped out yesterday. Might run the premium commercial too if you're good with it here. Give guys a little taste of what they get with a ProMedia premium subscription.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to click that button, Joe. Welcome to ATI ProMedia. We are powered by advanced trading. We're a financial channel that loves agriculture. For just $1 a day, you can subscribe to ATI ProMedia premium content, where you will receive advanced trading research, actionable text alerts, and premium video content featuring industry experts, insights, and market education from advanced trading risk advisors. Click the link below to join the premium side of advanced trading today. All right, there you go. Appreciate all our customers, all our premium subscribers. Getting close to go time here on markets. Couple
about
minutes
two.
Out.
What do you got? About 2 minutes out.
What's your clock say, Connor? I know the time's different in Illinois every time we go do this.
My computer says 10:56, but I learned everything the hard way, Brady. So I'm looking at my phone and I can get the time. I need to update. Here's the thing: is I never shut off my computer, almost never. So it always gets lagging behind. But so both of us, right? As soon as we get the numbers, we're gonna just start popping them out. We'll make sure we're looking at the price action as well. As you can see, I don't think we quoted up the markets for the show, but corn basically unchanged, right? About 0.5% higher. Soybeans, good to see them staying positive. With Jan soybeans up 6. So we'll see where it goes about a minute out. And we will.
Gut says, watch the price action here, the bid asks there, and see if anything pops up on us. We hope it doesn't turn red. We'd like to see a Grinch green Christmas here on the report. But
yeah, we will take it. See where he goes.
Yeah. Closing in. $10 here. It's always interesting to see how quick the numbers come out. Remember that report where they didn't come out right away and it took like 3 or 4 minutes? That was the July report, maybe? Was it?
Yeah, and you and I were just scrambling. Like we were looking at just trying to find any type of numbers. Here we go. Numbers released. First one, looking at corn. Where's this number at?
Little pop on corn, up 2.5. Beans up 5, 7.
Oh boy, we got if I'm reading this right, we've got a pretty significant drop in ending stock. Is this right? Where I'm looking at December, I show an ending stocks number of a 1.7.
Okay, that's pretty aggressive. That's below the low end of the trade range, 1.863 on ending stocks.
I show a 1.738 soybeans.
March corn up 3 cents, 444.5, knocking on the 445 figure. Beans still below $10.
I think I'm looking at the wrong thing. Forgive me. I tried a new way to look
Oh,
at the numbers,
okay.
but December WASDE soybeans, I don't see any type of change. Still looking at that 470 carry out corn number. Still waiting on the core number, but so far
Okay.
it looks like unchanged. Soybean prices reflecting that, and then still looking for that corn ending stocks number.
Waiting on maybe Ben will get us an email here pretty quick with some numbers.
Yep, I
There's
apologize.
it.
The number I saw was old crop looking,
Ah,
and they didn't make any changes, which is what we thought. So apologies there.
yeah. Flat. There are no changes on the corn ending stocks piece. Is that correct? No,
Yes.
Connor, I don't know. Ben sent out 24-25 ending stocks 1738
Okay.
versus
Okay.
prior at 1938. I'm going to see if I can pull these in here and have it as a little flash pop-up. Ben's numbers with research. Then we can talk about them a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
Corn. No, you're okay. I was right. So
You were right
one.
the first time.
So 173 corn, soybeans 470, completely unchanged. Wheat, we saw a slight reduction, looking at 0.795 versus a 0.815. So
this is from Ben here. His deal kind of pulled in. I got a little window to look through here. That's kind of interesting. But the ending stocks are 1738 there versus 19 on corn.
And so Brazil, I don't see any changes in terms of Brazil corn, soybeans. Slight change in Argentina, and then slight change in world ending stocks. With corn seeing a little bit of a reduction in terms of world stocks. So I think we've got our story.
The round of applause for corn and USDA WASDE goes on. Fantastic.
So a drop in ending stocks and corn is going to be the story. Now the question goes is where did it come from, right? Let's keep talking about that and seeing, is it a big increase? Did they really change the export number is what I'm going to want to see, Brady.
Yeah, might try to go get online with the WASDE deal here and dig into them. But the A team is going to be deep diving into all those little nuanced changes here at 1:30. They'll give us some insight into that, give you guys some insight into that. But corn market responding well, up 4.5.
Yeah. It looks like corn exports, the prior they had a 232. Then they increased it to a 2475. So, back in the napkin math, don't quote me on it, but it looks like that's where our increase is going to come from. It's going to be in exports. So this is good to see, right? We talked about how we're going to be paying attention to the corn export number. We thought that was going to be the story. Turns out it is. We see an increase, exactly what the corn market needed, right? Continue to see good corn demand. I don't see, especially when I'm looking at soybean ending stocks, no changes whatsoever. No changes with Brazil soybeans either, right? Which is kind of expected. But we're seeing soybeans hold up. So, we'll take it, right, Brady?
Yep, Caesar sent a message here to me. Brazil corn exports down to 41.5 million metric tons. They were 44 in November. So
Okay.
the USDA coming in trimming Brazil's corn export numbers. Good to see on that front. Seeing if I can garner any other stuff. He sent me a picture, but it's a lot of info. A lot of info there. But yeah, markets are what are they up? 3 cents, so nothing crazy on the price action here. Just kind of, it's good to see the firmness here hold in place. Maybe the trend continues to what we've seen here recently. I like it, Connor. I like it.
We'll take it. And you said it. You're great at saying is where we could have the numbers ahead of the USDA report, and sometimes I don't know how much good they do us because we got to be able to predict how the trade's going to react too. A lot of times we'll see certain export numbers built in, right? Just on paper, I look at ending stocks that dropped 200 million bushel, right? That's significantly bullish. We've got corn up 3 because, right, we knew the exports were great. I think the trade was expecting something. But that being said, looking at the trade range, right, we're That 17 number, was it outside the average trade estimates, Brady?
On corn,
On corn.
1.7 ending stocks. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
below. The low end of ending stocks was 1863. The trade wasn't looking for the USDA to touch the export piece, and they actually came in and, like you said, it was 2.325 last month. They upped it to 2.475. ATI Research is actually at a 2.5. They were at a 2.6, but they changed it down, rolled it back to 2.5 here. So pretty close in line with that, but a bigger adjustment than what the trade was looking for, I think. Ethanol, they upped that 50 million bushels from 5.45 million bushels to 5.5 on that front. So tightening up that ending stocks, stocks to use ratio. I have to do some math here, but we're tightening that thing up a little bit. And when you get below 10%, which I still think we're above, the market really gets nervous. So good to see that thing tighten up a little bit on us.
It's we were quoting up, just looking at 23-24 carryout numbers, 1760, and now our new corn carryout number. It's amazing the year we've had. And what's that difference from, Brady? Help me with the math. I'm not very smart. 1760 versus this year we're at a 1790.
Yeah, 30 million bushels.
So the year we've had record corn yield, right? We've increased carryout year on year about 30 million bushels. So I think that's unbelievable in itself to me.
Yeah. So that 1.76 last year, and we're 1.738 here this year. But good to see reports, markets kind of hanging in there, and it's not taken off like wildfire, but maybe present some opportunities for target orders, some of that stuff there. We got the A team coming up here this afternoon. They'll be 1:30. We got Mark Tulaski, Brian Basting, Michael Reginelli. Make sure you guys tune into that. They're going to deep dive into these numbers more in depth and just really break stuff down. They always do such a good job of walking through all that. So,
yeah. Well, good stuff. Well, any we could pop up any questions we have or anything, but I think the closing thoughts for me, Brady, is that soybeans, we didn't see any big changes, right? Carryout didn't change at all from November. Corn is probably going to be the story where we saw ending stocks drop significantly. I think most of that is related to an increased export number, right? And then just going down the line, we didn't see any big changes in terms of Brazil production, anything like that. You did say Brazil exports changed, but I think that's the story, right? We saw corn carryout get a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter.
Yep. We got a Fed next week, CPI data tomorrow, CONAB on Thursday. We need to keep seeing export business, domestic demand chugging away here. High prices have a way of curing high prices. They rally up too much, and you slow down some usage and curb demand a little bit. But it's good to see these markets pop a little bit and have a positive report.
Yeah, we'll take it. So, yeah. All right. Well, everyone have a great day. Like I said, we're available anytime. Info at ATIProMedia.com. If you got any other closing thoughts or anything, reach out, give us a call. Brady, I'll find the button. And you got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, we got premium content today. I think we got on tap. We're going to talk hogs, going to talk the meats with Tony Dunker. Excited to pump that out. If you want to be a premium subscriber, get a hold of us. It's a good deal. Great content, great quality coming out to you. Thanks for joining us today.
Everyone have a good day.